Hey everybody, we're live with another Fiverr Friday because it's Friday and I love chatting with those of you who feel like you want to tune in to have some quick and dirty tips about how to improve things for your nonprofit fundraising. And today's topic is going to be 5 reasons why your donors might be leaving you and how to improve retention. So I did put down a couple quick notes because I like to keep track of what I'm saying, but I'm going to hang out here for a second until we get some more folks on. And it's a beautiful, sunny, you can see, oh my God, the natural light is frightening, so I'm going to do this over here. A little bit of profile. Oh, yuck. Okay, I love spring, but need to get some more professional lighting, I suppose. So 5 quick and dirty tips. If you happen to miss a broadcast for all of you replay viewers out there, you can also find me on Twitter at Beth Markley. You can go on YouTube. I'll be downloading all of my broadcasts to youtube.com/Beth Markley1. I'm on facebook.com/MarkleyCom. And you can always find a transcript of all of these at my blog at markley.com. So next Friday, I haven't decided what my topic's going to be yet. Actually, I may have put something down. Oh yeah, I'm going to do 5 tips on conducting a pre-campaign planning study for a major capital campaign. So that might be of interest to some of you who are thinking about doing some major donor work or even a capital campaign coming up. So for today, our quick and dirty tips on how to increase your donor retention, or actually it's quick and dirty tips on why your donors might be leaving you and what to do about it. First of all, why do we care about donor retention? You should care, actually, nationwide. If you're like the average nonprofit, you are retaining about 40% of your donors, which is not a really good retention rate. 60% of the people who give to you this year won't be around next year, and that's kind of a bummer. I'm not great at math, but if you do the math, that means 1,000 new donors this year will be 400 new donors or 400 retained donors next year, and within about 5 years, there'll be down to about 5 retained donors. So that's a lot of work to get new donors that you could be putting into retaining donors and having them give larger and larger gifts every year over time, even beyond their lifetime in terms of estate planning. So why your donors might be leaving you. First of all, your donors might be taken off because they don't think you care. And why might they not think you care? We've given to several organizations over the years just one time and then never again because we never hear anything from them. Nobody shares anything about what our gift has helped them do or why it was important for them. So number one, your donors don't think you care. Probably because they give a gift and they just hear crickets. No, thank you. Actually, there was an organization I just gave to this year that never said a thing, and they were a client. So I told them, I never heard anything. Did you get the $10 I gave on the internet? And they said, oh yeah, that was awesome. So that made me feel awesome as a donor. Not really. Make sure you say thank you to your donors promptly. The other side of this coin is they think you care too much. Once you give a modest gift, you might be hearing, how many of you have heard multiple times after you give one gift from an organization, like every month they start saying, hey, remember us, you gave to us last month, and it's time to consider renewing your gift. I only gave to you a month ago. So some folks might be just interested in giving a gift and maybe hearing from you just in terms of what you're doing with the money you gave them and why it was important to them. So tip 1 is they think you don't care. Tip 2 is they think you care more than you actually do. Be careful about hitting up your donors multiple times over a short period of time. Number 3, you're not reaching them where they want. Sometimes we give to organizations and when the following membership cycle or whatever their campaign is rolls around, they want us to give within those parameters. We've given to a couple of organizations. We usually give at the year end because that's what we like to do for tax purposes. It's outside of their giving season. One performing arts organization we gave them a gift in December. The following year, their performance season rolled about and we weren't listed in their program. Not a big deal, but we take people to those shows all the time. And I said, how come we're not in your program? Oh, well, you gave, but it was outside of our membership year. The following year, we weren't in their program, even though we continue to give in December, because it wasn't in their membership year. My thought is, why not recognize donors for the entire previous fiscal year if you're going to do it? Recognize them throughout the entire fiscal year, not just during that little window that your campaign was in. So we suspended our gift for a little bit, and I think they've changed that habit, and they do now recognize donors on an annual basis in their program, which is really cool, and we've started giving again. Another organization does an online campaign on Facebook, and Facebook is kind of a bugger sometimes. They restrict views. They have some weird algorithm about how many page views or how much often a post is shared and whether or not you can see a Facebook page. And sometimes I don't see the campaign until it's over. And I would much rather prefer, as a regular donor to this organization, to get a quick postcard in the mail or an email that says, now's the time for this particular campaign. If you feel like donating, you can go online or, whatever, however they want us to give. But if it's on just Facebook, chances are I won't miss it because I'm on Facebook all the time. But there's a lot of folks who aren't on Facebook on a regular basis. So especially for your established donors, consider reaching out to them in a way that's convenient for them, not just in a way that's convenient for you. So that's the first 3 tips. Your donors might be leaving you because they don't think you care, they think you care too much, or you're not reaching out to them where they are. The next tip is your donors might be getting tired of every time they talk to you, you have one hand out. Sometimes donors like to hear from you about what you're doing with their resources, what you might think about the organization, or something else, but not with a giving envelope with the annual report or a request. There's always a need for, you should always put like a giving button at the end of your emails or on a prominent place on your website. That's always helpful. But to include a request with every communication sometimes gets a little bit overwhelming. So make sure the opportunity to give is there, but don't necessarily include it in every single, as an overt piece of every single communication. And the last thing, this is kind of a duh moment, but we as nonprofits don't say thank you enough. And when we do, sometimes it's a thank you with a handout, or it's a thank you and it's late, or it's impersonal. 90% of your donors, and this is studies show, 90% of your donors will continue to give to you if they receive prompt thanks, personal thanks, and a thank you that indicates what your gift helped them accomplish. And the vast majority of nonprofits are really, really crappy about saying thank you in any of those ways. Don't hesitate to say thank you multiple ways. If you send out a thank you letter and it's prompt and it's personal, don't hesitate to also assign a name to a potential or a board member or a volunteer to call that person up on the phone as a fellow volunteer, as a fellow supporter of the organization, and say, hey, thanks, your gift meant a lot to us. Thank yous are something that we don't get a lot of in this society. I wouldn't ever hesitate to write a personal note to a donor, regardless of the size of gift, if I have any time at all. And if I don't, then I might assign that to another member of the organization. So that's it. 5 reasons you might be losing donors and what to do about it. The first, again, is they don't think you care enough because they're not hearing from you about how much your gift means to them. Second is they think you care too much. They immediately get another request as soon as they give the first time. What was the third one? Anyone remember? You're not reaching them where they want. Sometimes people are asking you for gifts on Facebook or on Twitter. If someone's given to you before and they don't happen to see your Facebook, it doesn't mean that they don't want to give again. It might mean that you didn't reach them with that particular vehicle. Make sure that you're reaching your donors where they are. And then the fifth one is you're not saying thank you nearly enough. Enlist other volunteers to say thank you. Start a thankathon. Give a group of volunteers a group of, say, 10 calls to make and write a script. 90% of the time you're going to get voicemail anyway. Have a 30-second script that says, hi, I'm a fellow donor or I'm a board member and your gift meant a lot to us and I just wanted to let you know that you were noticed. So that's it for your Fiverr Friday. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you want to catch these on the replay and you don't get a chance to, they will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, Beth Markley 1. You can always follow me on Twitter and get advance notice, and that's at Beth Markley, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/markleycom. And thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend, you guys.